Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP here from Melbourne, Australia. And let me tell you, I've got the fantastic and lovely SUZI Quatro. How are you today, Susie?
I'm no good. Well, when you ask that question, it's always with a grain of salt, especially you guys. But yeah, it's been a hard time for everybody, but I'm a positive person and I've kept very busy.
And I'm going to say thank you for coming on for the people of Australia. We really appreciate it while we've got this epidemic, this pandemic going on. But let me start. We've got the king of rock and roll, and you are the number one, the original, the first queen of rock. And that's something that's going to be there forever in pop history forever. How do you feel about that, leaving that legacy, that you were the first original rocker, lead, singer, songwriter? I don't know what to say.
That's something I am extremely proud of. Like I say in my documentary, I didn't know I was doing, but by being me, I broke down the doors. So that gives me a real good feeling inside. I'll take that to my grave, that I was the first. That's a nice thing to be. I'm an original.
Exactly. Same as the Beatles did in 1964 when they opened the door for all the bands. Plus, you got to understand, you play bass. Paul McCartney is famous for the bass, but you're famous for the bass too. I mean, there's your match in rock and roll. How do you beat that?
Well, in a Playboy poll about, I'm trying to remember what year it was, must have been 74 or 75. Jack Bruce is listed as number one and I was listed as number two. So that's pretty good.
That's fantastic. It's never peer. And as I said, when you came out in that leather-clad uniform, that's outfit, do you still own that My Ass Susie?
There are quite, I've been wearing that since 1973 and I still wear it now, different ones, of course. There's about 5 or 6 in different museums around the world that I donated. Some went to charity, but I have a lot up in my ego room, in my room, the older ones, and I have some hanging down here for when I go on the road. Yes, it's a timeless image and it's me. So it's very comfortable to still wear now.
As I'm saying is, no matter what you do in your life, you go back to the music because you've got it in your genes, you've got it in your DNA. And I've got to say, these songs that you've produced outside of your albums at the start, like I've got to say, Stumbling In, Your Mama Won't Like Me, and like the one about love, If I Can't Have Love.
If you can't give me that, yeah.
I sing them every day and everybody in Australia just loves them. You don't know the impact that you've had in Australia, even the Happy Days when you played Leather Tuscadero, right, with Henry Winkler and Happy Days. We live that every day here. It's the same as the Brady Bunch. The Australians never forget. They love their TV shows. You just live on eternally, even though you're not here. You're in your castle in the UK.
It's a second home to me, Australia. Always has been. I've done 37 tours there now, which is, I think that is the record of an international artist coming to Australia. That's the record. I hold the record. That's
unbelievable. And I'm not going to ask you where your favourite parts are, but you've obviously got a soft spot for Melbourne, haven't you?
Oh, God, yes. Always, always, always. In fact, I've had apartments there these last few years when we've done the Red Hot Summer Tour where it was only weekend work. So I've actually lived there. But yeah, Melbourne, I love the vibe. I love all of Australia, but I love the vibe of Melbourne. It's quite special. It's got its own feeling, So it's a really cool city, yeah. And I'm sorry that you guys are still locked down. That cannot be easy. And I have a lot of friends there, obviously, through the years. And I keep informed with everything that's going on. And I hope it's going to be over soon for you guys, because that's terrible.
Thank you so much. But as I said, now I've got this image of you running around your castle, being the queen of your castle in your leather outfit, playing the bass from room to room.
Playing the what?
I've got this image of you now as the queen of the castle, the queen of rock, running around your home there in your leathers, playing the bass from room to room. Do you do that occasionally?
Oh, yeah. You can keep your image. I don't live that life off the stage. I have a normal life and a stage life. They're two different things. You should never mix them up. I'm very normal at home.
Isn't it hard having that image that doesn't go away from the 70s, that everybody sees you, no matter what you are, as that person in that black leather outfit with the bass? I mean, I saw that image again on the net, and straight away, bang! It's like you're looking at a Warhol or something. You agree?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I've done with my life, and that's an image that sticks and stays. And it's great. It is a big part of me. But I don't want my leather running around the house. Now, that would be just plain stupid and kind of sad, you know. I'm a normal person, you know. I have my stagecraft, what I do, what I love, what I live for, and I've got my quieter home life. But saying that, I just came out of the living room where I practiced the entire show for a couple of upcoming gigs. So you nearly had it right, but not the jumpsuit. I was practicing my bass with my live tape, but I'm dressed in a t-shirt and shorts because it's summer here.
Could I ask what bass you're actually playing now? What's your favorite bass that you're playing?
Well, I am a Fender girl mainly. I play jazz on stage and precision in the studio, but I've just started working with a company called Rios, and they're making me a SUZI Quatro bass model. So I'm starting to use that, but I'm basically Fender.
Okay. Do you love going out to your English garden?
Can I what?
Do you love going outdoors to your English garden?
It's not, I'm a Detroit girl. I will never ever even consider it to be an English garden. I don't have an English garden. I have acreage. I have 3.5 acres. I'm not that kind of person. You know, I'm always going to be an American in England. So I'm not British. Even after all of these years, I'm not British.
But isn't it great coming from Detroit City? Come on, you can't get more rock than that.
It's the best.
That's it.
It's
Exactly.
the best. Yeah, and I hold that in my DNA. There's an edge in Detroit. There's an energy in Detroit. There's a spirit in Detroit. In fact, there's a song on the new album that I wrote about that. So that you'll be hearing that soon. But I've written quite a few things about Detroit. But in my heart and soul, I am Detroit.
Could you tell us the name of that song for everybody in Australia?
I can't till it comes out. I don't want to give it away. Somebody might steal it. You know, you can't. It really, and then somebody else, maybe another artist is listening, and they go, oh, I think I'll take that title. No, wait till it comes out.
That's fair. That's fair.
But there's no mistake. You'll know it right away because it's in the title. So.
Now, I'm going to ask you, you've got to have some memories from touring, some fantastic memories. What's one or two that stand out in your career?
After 37 tours, I mean, the Australian stuff, I could say that. I can just see Australian memories. The first trip in '74 where they had the, it was incredible. They had the biker escort for me. It's all in the documentary. That was incredible. When I did that, the first gig in Sydney, that the whole, what's it called? Pavilion. Hobart Pavilion.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, no, the one in Sydney.
Yeah, is it the Hobart Pavilion?
I think it's called, it starts with H. I know that, because I'm in Melbourne.
Anyway, that was the first, big show of that magnitude that I did, and packed out, and the response, you just go, wow. And I always say it in every interview that the noise in Melbourne was, when I first went there, and every time since, they make a noise that is, as my ex-husband said in the documentary, it's louder than the amps almost. Melbourne really loves their rock and roll. They love their arts, actually. And I love Melbourne. It's a great city. But yeah, I have a lot of good memories. Too many to even talk about. Selling out the Opera House, that was pretty cool. That was 2017. And I was supposed to be back there this year, but obviously the pandemic happened. So now we're looking at next year. So I will be back. I'm not done yet. I got the new album coming out. I got my lyric book, which I said you went to #1 in your Amazon charts, even before it was released, called Through My Words. And I'm working on the movie because the success of the documentary has been worldwide. And we're now, the script is nearly ready. And then we start looking at casting. So, and I'm writing another book now too. I'm still writing songs with various people, and it's all good. It's all good. I'm busy. I'm missing the shows, but other than that, I'm busy.
It's great that you're busy and you're going to rock on. You're going to rock and roll forever. That's what I see. You got that rock and roll lifestyle. You just live it.
Yeah, I don't live that crazy lifestyle. I balance my life, you know. I mean, I leave my wildness for the stage, and I have my balanced life when I come home. So you need both things. But I love what I do. I'm an entertainer, bottom of my feet to the top of my head, you know. It's hard for me to live without it.
Do you have a favorite SUZI Quatro song? I know it's hard. They're all like babies. But is there one that you really love?
Well, that my mind automatically goes to recently. And a lot of people have asked this. And on the current album, No Control, there's a song called No Soul, No Control. It's the title track. And it is, how can you say, it's me. I even recite the lyrics on stage so that people get what I'm saying. So everybody can listen to that one. It's really, really me. In other words, I say in the song, I got to hold on to me. I got to hold on to me. Nobody can take your heart and your soul. You've got to hold on to yourself.
Can I ask you, when punk started and Deborah Harry and then there was Joan Jett and they're all friends of yours, how fantastic is that when you see these other artists come after you? What sort of a feeling do you get? And people entering the industry now, have you got any advice for them?
I always am honest about this. I didn't know I was becoming that to everybody. I didn't even know I was breaking down the door. All I knew was that I was sticking. I won't compromise myself. So I didn't try to be like any other woman. I play the bass, too bad if you have a problem with it. I sing rock and roll, too bad if you have a problem with that. So just by sticking to me, I ended up kicking down the door, which is great. It is very humbling when all these people come on and say it. And you see it in hindsight. When you look at it later in years, then you go, oh, yeah, I can see that now. But if I had been the kind to purposely try to manipulate that situation, it wouldn't have happened. It had to happen by a girl like me who doesn't actually do gender, which I don't. I just don't. So I don't think it's anything I can't do if I don't want to. You know, that's my attitude. And now when all these girls, I mean, I've cried many times. I cry when I see the film, the nice things they say and all that, you know, it's very humbling. And I take it to heart and I'm very grateful for it.
I mean, that's what it all, if you had to sum up your life in a title of a song, and I've come up with one suggestion, but please don't listen to me. If you had to sum up your life in music, does the song It's a Long Way to the Top, If You Want to Rock and Roll, would that come into it at all? Or have you got a title that you think sums up your music career?
Oh, geez. You mean a song?
Yeah,
not a song.
Title of a song. If you had to describe your career in a song, what song would it be? Would you have any idea?
It's what I end my show with. It's Sweet Little Rock and Roller. That's me.
Okay. Well, you know what? I love Devil Gate Drive. I love Can the Can.
It really captured a live feeling, that one. Absolutely great record. But I mean, I like all my singles. We do them on stage. I love them all. I'm proud of all my music. But you did say earlier, would I give advice to anybody for today? And I would do. And I'm very serious about it. And it doesn't matter which gender you are. But I will address the genders. In general, be serious about it because it's a very, very hardworking, blood and guts. You got to give up a lot. It's hard. So be sure. Then, if you're going to play an instrument, learn one properly, how to read and write and play it. Then you have the basic, you have your blueprint. Always learn your instrument, especially the girls for this one. Learn your instrument. Don't play at it. Play it. Play it. Never give anybody the chance to say you're good for a girl. Never. And that's down to you. And I always took myself seriously. I didn't say I was a female musician. I said I was a musician. Women, hold on to your femininity, even if you keep it hidden. Hold on to it because it's your ace in the hole, When you got to pull it out, you pull it out. And always be, my number one word is professional.
When you look back and you were 19 years old and you went to London, you went to the UK and you worked with Mickey Most, when you look back at those days, you're a pioneer. You know that. Sure.
I didn't have, I didn't have a blueprint. So it had not been done before. Of course, that's in the history books. That's a no-brainer. It hadn't been done before. So when I became successful, I was the first one. People went, "Oh my God, a woman with an instrument," you know. Yeah, but like I said, I didn't know I was doing that. I was just being myself. But yes, I will take that to my grave. I was the first, and I'm proud of that.
Do you know, Susie? The world loves you, and I want you to know that. Every day that you wake up, the world loves you, and your place in rock and roll history is cemented there forever. And I want you to say to your fans whatever you'd like to say now, because
Okay. And I'm addressing Melbourne right now, am I?
you can, yep, or the world, whatever you want to do.
Okay, well, to everybody, I guess. To everybody, and especially Melbourne and other places who may be still locked down, my heart goes out to you. You know, just get up and breathe and smile. Find a reason to be happy every day. To all my fans around the world, I will say this in closing. I don't ever, 56 years now, have never taken anything for granted. I don't assume you're going to like me. I don't assume you're going to go to my shows and have a good time. I don't assume you're going to buy my records. I don't assume anything. I'm simply grateful to everybody who has stuck with me for all these years, who still finds joy in what I do and will continue to follow me. That's just a blessing. I feel love from people, and you can't buy that. You can't buy that for all the money in the world.
Yep, you can't buy me love. All I want to say is,
Yeah.
Susie, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
We love you. Thanks, Susie.
Thank you. Bye.